Okay, camera Panasonic 4K CCU RCP setup. A couple things to note. This one happens to be labeled CCU3, but if you don't have that, you can connect to the SDI port in the back, usually port 8, which I'll show you in a second. And then you have a menu button. You also have a pushable select button and obviously rotate to select it itself. On the back side, we have it plugged into SDI number 8, which is also labeled PM on the back, which will give you a CCU menu in front. And if you have any question as to what the IP address or which CCU this is, my camera is not going to focus right, there we go. You can go into the CCU menu, hit maintenance, scroll down to network, and we'll give you the IP address. This is 22, so we're calling the CCU3 because it's 0 based. We start at camera 1 was 0, which would be 20, 21 is 1, or is 2, 22 is 3. So we know this is CCU3. As far as hooking the RCP up, I come out of the LAN port, not the LAN trunk port. Obviously you can see we already have a hub light there. We come up to a PoE injector into the LAN side. We come out to the RCP through the PoE side, and we use a crossover cable since we don't have a hub in this situation. If you had a hub, you wouldn't need the crossover cable. Crossover cable goes out to the RCP into the network jack, provides power, and gives you control. One way to know if the RCP is hooked to the CCU is that you'll get a camera number, and ironically you get a blinking iris light. This one doesn't have the camera hooked up right now, so when you go out to the menu it'll say connecting the cameras. If you, more complicated scenario, if you get into here, into the menu, connect setting is your main one. It'll tell you which camera this RCP is connected to, and this was camera 3 via LAN. If you use the old RCP cable, it would be serial, but it doesn't seem to power it, so LAN's the option here. If something gets very screwed up, you can go to camera IP setting. Actually, first you probably want to go to the ROP setting and see what address of the neighborhood you're in, 192.168.0. This address really doesn't matter all that much, but as long as the cameras are in the same neighborhood, 192.168.0.20 for camera 1. Notice it's camera 1 up here. If you keep scrolling, went the wrong way, you'll get camera 2's IP address, which is 21 like I just said, 22 for camera 3, so on and so forth. There's like 14 billion cameras in here. Don't go too far. It's hard to operate and look through camera at the same time. It looks like there's 100 of them. As I just said, we pulled up the IP on the CCU, which was 22, which makes that camera 3. Everything should be happy. These settings should never really change, the camera IP settings, because they're already pre-configured. Where you really want to check is in connect setting and make sure you're in camera 3. That should pretty much be the setup for the RCP on the Panasonic CCUs.